Yes. Good evening, good people. And welcome to another episode of Tea Time with TOCOMBAMARIA. And I am your host, TOCOMBAMARIA. And I've got my co-host with me.
Crazy T, a.k.a. Tyrone, a.k.a. So many names, man. But I'm here. I'm here with the lady.
With the lady.
With the lady.
Yes, with the lady. So, what's up, T? What's going on?
Man, I can't call it, baby.
You can't call it?
It's been a cool little week. How your week been?
It's been good. It's been good. Did I do anything over the weekend? What did I do?
I don't know.
I went to a poolside party.
Poolside party?
Yeah, poolside. It was too chilly on Friday. We were supposed to swim, but it was too chilly, so we just...
Yeah, niggas don't play with that. They're like,
nobody catching the pneumonia.
Yeah, not the pneumonia. Oh, Lord.
Pneumonia.
That's in the lexicon. Mom, put that down in the lexicon.
Even though doctors say you cannot get sick from exposure, I think most black people beg to differ.
Yeah, I haven't got sick from cold. Like, forget
I've gotten
germs.
sick from the fan blowing.
Yeah, like the AC on and it's hot. No, man.
I don't know what they talking about. That's not about germs. That's about something different. But yeah,
Definitely.
So we did not swim. We looked at the pool. We sat by the pool.
Oh, what a...
Yeah, I didn't even bring my swimming suit. I didn't want to be tempted. I figured if I had enough drinks, I might be tempted to get in. Yeah, I was like, no, don't even do it. Don't even do it.
Cannonball on that shit.
Right. But it was good. It was a good weekend. That was like the only thing I did. Saturday, I only left outside of my house to walk my dog. And Sunday, I went to the store.
Yeah, I'm sure you were walking the dog in like a Louis Vuitton evening gown or some shit.
I saved that for warmer weather.
Okay.
Yeah, I just had on leggings and a crop sweatshirt. Respect. I kept it real.
Yeah.
I minimized the horn beeping.
Okay, please. That's a busy street right there.
It is. So I don't want any accidents. I don't want no problems. So I was trying to keep it cool. How was your weekend?
I went to my high school reunion.
What?
Well, not necessarily mine. I graduated from Benedictine, but I took classes at Beaumont. So this was Beaumont's high school reunion.
Oh, wow.
And I was so... I complained.
That's how you know her. Okay, I'm
maybe.
sorry.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I complained the whole time. Whoever organized the outing for us was a single motherfucker. Man, we out at the club.
Club.
I'm talking about like $20 parking, cover charge.
For real?
I'm in here. I'm like, why are we here? Why are we at a dinner party or like karaoke? We old as hell.
At
like,
the club.
At the club.
Wow.
Then I ordered some tequila. It was $30 for a double. I said, oh my God, this is a mistake.
This is a mistake.
I can't believe I went to school with y'all.
I mean, they were being grown.
I guess.
They had their grown people on.
Man, I'm like...
I mean, y'all almost 40. Come on now.
That's what I said.
Come on now.
Why are we at the club? That was my whole point.
Well, like you said, single, right?
Single,
yeah,
man.
It had to have been a single, or newly single, kind of. Yeah, somebody was trying to kick it.
Man.
But did you have a good time, though?
I did. I was on the defense because, when we went to high school, I had a certain promiscuous reputation.
Oh, Lord.
So they're telling the one girl...
You was a hoe?
Yeah, I was
a hoe. Or a faux hoe?
I was a ho-ho.
You was a ho-ho?
Ho-ho.
Okay,
One more, I could be Santa Claus.
Ho-ho.
One more.
All right, Kris Kringle.
Yeah, so they up there talking to the one girl, talking about, girl, don't mess with him, blah, blah, blah.
Seriously?
She like, I didn't even know you had did this. And I'm like, well, you feeling left out? What's up? Like, you know, like, what's going on?
I mean, I could feel you in. We can make it happen.
You get the whole story. But it was just like, I was so upset because they're doing all this cock blocking. And I'm like, listen, I'm not about to work this hard for 40-year-old coochie. I'm not going in like that. Like, if she ain't coming tonight, then it's over with.
But how crazy is that, though? Y'all are super grown. 20 years out of, well, you know, almost out of school, and still
treating me like high school. I'm like, man, listen, I'm a professional now. You know, I've got some things
Hoe.
going. I don't be right. I don't just be pulling my dick out like I used to.
I mean,
it's different. It's different times.
Wow.
But all in all, it was a terrible time.
It was a terrible time to be had by all.
Then them bitches wanted to go to brunch the next day. I'm like, man, listen, I'm not going.
You didn't go?
They're talking about going to Cheesecake Factory. I'm
you
like,
didn't
look,
go?
the way my bank account's set up, listen, this night was my one. This is it.
For the month.
This is for the month. For the month.
The month. I'm done.
Spent more than I wanted to here.
But really, did you have a good time, though?
I did.
Wow, that's good stuff. Man, I'm coming up on my, I don't even want to say, next year.
Oh, man.
It'll be my 30th.
Look, I started to hit you up. Like, you know, I need a date just to keep the smoke up off of me.
You should have. I'd have come out because I didn't have anything else to do.
Man.
Just be chilling.
Oh, we would have killed them.
Chilling.
We would have killed them. Oh, they'd
have
have been so bad.
Dude.
Oh, and,
perfect opportunity.
And at the end, I'd have been like, and we're getting married. Oh, just kill themselves. Oh, it's over with.
You're just trying to cause trouble, right? These have to see me out in the street and be cussing me out. Yeah, whatever. I ain't messing with them young broads. But anyway, so yeah, all right.
That
good
was my
weekend.
week, though.
That's cool though. That's cool. I smacked the shit out of my dog by accident last week.
On accident?
Yeah. So you know,
right.
You know how animals play. Like dogs play really rough. All animals play pretty rough, right? So and my daughter usually plays with my dog really rough. I typically don't. Anyway, so I have him out. We're in the backyard in the kennel, and I'm playing with him, and I'm roughhousing him, you know, pushing his head, and he's coming at me, and we're just playing back and forth, and I have my jewelry on, my, you know, my rings, my slapper bee rings, and so I go to like hit at his face, you know, not hit at his face, but just like, you know, make a motion toward him, but he was lunging at me at the same time. Man, I pimp slapped the mess out of my...
Hey, your dog is cute, man. You can't be doing that.
I know it. I felt so bad. But the moment, I wish somebody could have captured this on camera, because the moment where he stopped and he looked at me, and then I looked at him, and I was like, oh.
He was fucked up.
Right.
This is domestic. This is domestic right here.
Then he just ran to me and was pawing, like, pick me up, mommy, pick me up. I felt so bad. But anyway, yeah, smacked shit out my dog. So nobody called Pete on me. It was an accident. Stuff happens. I was trying to play with my baby like his, you know, his brothers and sisters and mama used to do.
Abuse.
But I won't do that anymore.
Don't do it.
Yeah. He's had his act together ever since, though. He hasn't been barking at me as much.
Man, okay, so I don't know if it's the same for dogs and kids, but the times where I whooped my daughter, that was crazy.
Yeah.
The times where I gave my daughter a whooping, the next day, oh, Daddy, I love you so much, and you want to hang out?
She's scared. She's scared. Come on now.
Trying to make an alliance.
Exactly. My goodness. Yep. So, all right. So last week, we talked about cheating. Cheating in the next room.
Probably told too much about both of our lives.
I mean, we may have. You put me out there. You know, you just outright asked, have you cheated? I said, Negro. Yeah, whatever. Okay. It's all good, though.
If I'm going to be out here naked with my things off, you got to be out here naked, too.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so
to recap, did you?
I never cheated in my marriage.
Not professionally. She didn't cheat professionally.
I never cheated in my marriage, and I think that I can probably say that I have not had sexual relations with anybody while with anybody else.
No.
I mean, I just have a heart, like one at a time. You know, one at a time.
I understand. I'm like that too.
Like,
I'm
you
a
know,
one
get in
woman
line,
at a time
take it.
guy.
No, I'm just one at a time.
Just one at a time. Just get in line.
I'm kidding about the
That's how a lady does it.
Kidding. I'm a lady. No, really.
Yeah, but no, look, we were talking about the whole cheating last week, and I don't know. I wanted to clarify that, like.
Did you get some phone calls, some text messages?
Of course. Where was this? What year was that, Tyrone?
See? Right. Okay. So clarify, please.
But like, you know, cheating gets such a bad moniker, a bad rap, whatever.
Does.
But a lot of the times I did cheat, the only 2 times I did cheat, that we talked about, it was for me, not against her. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure she would have took it like, but it's like, no.
for me, not against her.
Yeah.
That is some gaslighting language for
it
your
gaslighting?
behind. I mean, come on now.
I snuck out of my house. I created a whole alibi so you wouldn't find out.
Right, okay, but why didn't you want her to find out, though?
Because it would hurt her feelings.
So all right. So was it more about the hurting of her feelings and less about you catching the wrath of her?
No, it wasn't like a fear thing. It was more of a, I don't want to hurt my girl.
You just really did.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out here and bang this other broad, but I don't want to hurt my girl.
Yeah, look,
no, I get you.
you
I'm
laughing,
messing
but that's
with you.
real, though.
I'm messing with you because like I said before, honestly, as we're talking about this subject, I'm not trying to pass judgment. Like for real. I'm not passing judgment. You know, things are what they are and that is what it is.
Facts.
And I'm not trying to say you're right, wrong, or anything else. However, Tyrone.
Talk to me, baby. What's
No,
up?
but really, okay. So you didn't want to hurt her feelings. Did you? All right. So let me ask you this: did you cheat? Why did you cheat, though?
Because of a lack.
Okay.
I mean, I had the urge while we and look, if we're gonna let's get all the way into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. That's what we're here for.
The military chick, the one that got sent away or whatever.
Right.
Me and her was already having issues because she did not like to have sex.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I got you.
What? She didn't like to have sex.
Yes.
Did she have a bad? Was she abused or something, or had a bad? Okay.
Was.
That is absolutely nothing to laugh at.
Which made me respect it, but at the same time, it's like we have this relationship, and I'm still hungry.
Exactly.
Even if you don't feel like cooking. You know,
I gotta eat.
Yeah, it's women out here with plates. You know,
that's fixing them
Yeah,
to
fixing
go
them.
and everything. Right?
Sorry, woman with the good food.
DoorDash.
I promised my woman I would only eat her food, even though she don't cook that often. But I promised her.
I'm over here skin and bones. I'm starving.
Right.
No, that's but that's a pretty heavy thing, though, honestly. And oftentimes, and I went straight for the abuse thing because a lot of times when people, particularly women, don't care to have sex, it's usually because they've had bad experiences. And I don't mean, you know, in the sense of, you know, he was whatever. I mean, in terms of being abused and being taken advantage of.
Yeah, it's some child time, whatever.
Yeah.
But look, my thing was, have you had sex before? Okay, well then you over that trauma. I need you to be my girlfriend while you here.
But really though, did you guys have a chance? Did you talk about it, try to work through it, or you weren't interested, or she wasn't interested, or how did that go?
Man, she kind of was, but it's like, I'm like, all right. First off, we had 3 months of courting. Right?
Okay.
And I've never actively spent time with a woman not trying to have sex with her.
So she made you do the 90-day thing?
Made me do the 90-day thing.
Wow,
Which I thought, I'm like, oh man.
Did you make it?
This is a dope woman. She's worth it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And not even fucking nobody else. I'm like, I'm focused here. I'm going to actively 90 days not have sex for the greater whatever.
Right. What this could be.
Yeah, but nowhere during the 90 days did she say that she don't like sex. This was.
I mean, of course not. She don't have to think about it.
Right.
It's 90 days.
Not at all. But once it got to going, you know, it was reluctancy. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't like a madman. I didn't like to do it a whole lot.
Did you think it was you?
Eventually, it got to that point.
Where you thought, is it something with me?
Yeah, because it's like
I'm sure she didn't come forth right away and say, "Hey, I was abused, and this is why I don't really like to have sex."
Not at all. But it was just like, wow, you know, like I'm here. You know, I chose you above all women. You know, to be my woman.
Yeah.
And you're not giving me what I need. And I remember one time it was my birthday, right?
So you wanted birthday sex?
Man, I wanted special sex, right? So she's like, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, look, let me stick it in your butt. We've done it before. We had a great time. Sure. Let's go ahead and get it in, right?
Uh-huh.
My birthday, I got a bottle of tequila, which you know I like.
Okay.
And she got me a vape, right? Because she want me to stop smoking. Like, sex, that's immature. Here, I'm going to give you something so you can live longer and be miserable with me. Here you go. Take this vape.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's how I felt. Like, man, look, the gift I wanted didn't cost no money.
Right.
You could have just whatever. We've done it before.
Okay, but were you understanding at all that just because you've done it before doesn't mean necessarily she's got issues with this thing?
No, well, I understood in the moment, like, oh, babe, great gift, thank you. Oh my gosh, right.
But were you resentful of her?
Like the next day, it was like, well, you know what you really could do to make this birthday special, you know.
You know, I don't understand.
We're so simple. Like, we don't need all that extra.
Y'all are super simple.
Super.
It's super simple. Look, too much, in fact, sometimes.
If a woman caters to my pervert, I will be there. If she caters to like the nasty stuff that I like in particular, I'll wait in line.
So do you let her know about this stuff up front?
Yes, I come in the first
So she
day.
knows you're a freak from the giddy up.
From the motherfucking giddy up.
From the
Look.
giddy up.
I like toes. I'm probably gonna suck your toes. I'm probably gonna lick your booty. And I want us to have some good conversations in the meantime.
It's not a PG podcast today. Okay.
I said booty.
I mean, no, that's fair. I mean, I think it's fair definitely to let people know what you're about, from the beginning.
Yeah.
Especially in her situation, because, no one would. I mean, everybody, not just men, like to have sex. Everybody like to have sex. Everybody.
Yes.
This thing for everybody. I mean, not this thing is not.
Everybody. And I got proclivities, and I'm like, look, everybody been molested. Come on, girl. Now, listen,
Don't
if you want,
say
you
that.
want love or not? Goddamn
No,
it.
stop it. Just stop it.
It's
No, but
2021.
quit it. Just quit it. I mean, people have their hang-ups, and people have things that they have to work through, honestly. And sex is a huge, huge thing. I mean, we see that a whole entire superstar has just been found. And we're not going to spend time on this man because everybody and their mother is spending time on this man. And it's not like he's the only person doing
Should
things
have said everybody
like
and their daughter.
Oh. Yeah, right. I just need a drum set right
We
here
do.
because you're tripping. Yeah, but really,
That trauma is real though. Like
trauma is absolutely real. Trauma is absolutely
I was making light of it in the story, but my thing is like you've already been in sexual relationships before me. I'm not saying
Right.
that your trauma should be resolved,
Right,
but
right.
don't give me the extra hoops to jump through.
Why are you suffering?
Yeah.
It's just like when women have issues with men in their past and they take it out or sort of, dump all the things on the new man
Yeah.
because of what they had to go
Like,
through
I don't
before.
even know him.
But human beings, unfortunately, that's just kind of how we are unless you check that behavior and you're very mindful of how you act and how you, sort out and separate things. But most people don't like to delve into the bad things and the uncomfortable things for that very reason, because they're uncomfortable,
Yeah.
right? And you don't want to relive the trauma that you've already experienced. And usually if you sit down and you talk about stuff, it definitely brings up the feelings of, what
Absolutely.
happened to you. So not to make light of her situation and situations, like hers, because there are many, far too many of those happening out here. But all that aside, so you cheated because there was lack.
Well, yeah, and I
felt like there was
didn't
lack.
cheat when she wasn't doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when she got shipped out, it was like you went from not having sex to can't have
To
sex.
not, right, because you're not here.
Yeah, and I still got the same hunger
Yeah.
I've had from the jump. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like the most reasonable thing would be to outsource this task.
Not outsource.
Yes,
We're
'cause
outsourced.
like we're good here. The company's fine. We just need to outsource this one thing so we can maintain.
But for real, no, I get it. I get what you're saying. Totally get what you're saying. So in the spirit of, being forthcoming and being honest and saying what it is that you need and what you want, what was wrong with maybe having a conversation with her about what you might find yourself doing, if she, because she wasn't there. She wasn't doing it when she was, and now she can't.
Had the
because she's
conversation.
gone. You did.
Had it.
How did you have it, though?
I was just like, hey, basically I gave the whole analogy about me being hungry. Like I'm hungry every day.
Did you really?
Yes, and I'm only gonna feed myself so many times. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking for
You're
you.
only gonna feed your own self so many times.
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Good. Right. So.
It's up there. It's going on. But so with that, and once I saw it wasn't going, it was just like, I'll talk to her, and then by the time we finally get to doing it, it's like, all right, nigga, this what you want. Here you go.
And
I'm
then
like,
yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
Right.
I'm still cute with muscles. Now,
Yeah,
listen, like I shouldn't have to fight with my woman for sex.
Yeah.
So
was that an ego thing for you?
definitely.
Yeah.
Like, cause sex is whatever for guys. We like to bust a nut, but it's an ego thing too. It's a, I am as good as any other man right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because
right.
I'm here with you, feeling great.
Yeah.
And it was like, but you give me this resentful, here you go, nigga, sex.
You
it's
don't
like,
want- yeah.
It's like all I get is busting a nut. Like I don't get no.
You
other,
don't get any of the other good parts of it you might
like,
get out
oh man,
of it.
my woman loves me. I don't get none of that.
Yeah, none of the emotional stuff, because we as women tend to, I don't know, well, I do know why, but we like to think that men don't have feelings and emotions, and y'all just are just these robotic things. It just,
And we don't show them often, so I can get that.
Of course you don't. And so that's part of why we're able to sort of put you in this box of, they don't care. It doesn't matter to them. If I just throw it at him, give it to him, he'll be satisfied.
But you can't tell your woman, like, hey, when you ain't give me none the other day, my feelings was really hurt.
But you can tell your woman that. You can.
I
think you can.
I don't know if it's gonna go the right way. Maybe that's a fear of mine.
If you,
that sounds like a pride thing, there, buddy.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, and we can't let our pride get in the way of of our relationships and the things that we want for ourselves. You can't let that get in the way. And if you have something that you feel like it's worth dealing with and worth investing in and worth staying in and working on, then you can't let extraneous stuff get in the way.
Right.
Like, you have to be willing and able to talk about things. And so my man Will
I'm glad he said it.
It's so interesting how he came out around a time that's already buzzing about other things, and so it could very well either overshadow what's happening or get lost in what's happening.
Yeah.
So, wise choice, wise timing, good timing on his part. But, he finally has answered, I guess, the age-old question for some people. Now, quite frankly, I don't care, because I'm not sleeping with either one of them.
When he said, I'm like, nigga, we knew.
Exactly. Right. Like, you didn't really have to say it because you didn't say it. So what the answer was in what you weren't saying. Because I think most of us felt like if it wasn't open or if it wasn't an unconventional relationship, you would have just said that.
Facts.
Because, black folks kind of, nah, that ain't, nah. They were just kind of like,
Nah.
and
did you watch the whole article?
I'm gonna repeat this back to you, what you just said. I'm gonna repeat. You ready? Did you watch the whole article?
You can't read without watching. So I'm gonna say that.
I watched the whole video.
Yeah.
I did watch the whole video.
Okay.
Absolutely did.
But it seemed like Jada was the one asking for the openness.
Well, yes, because as he stated, she grew up in the non-traditional sort of relationship mold. She done told on her mama. No, I'm just playing.
Right.
She grew up with the non-traditional relationships, and like he said, she grew up differently than I did. So he didn't, what he's saying is he didn't have that.
Right.
He didn't see that. He saw traditional male-female relationships or marriages or what have you. But what I do appreciate about them is, well, for us, first of all, we're too invested in other people's lives, right? What other people are doing when we're not sleeping with either one of them. However, since, they are public figures and their lives are, fodder for whatever, I appreciate the way they have an honest sort of open thing with one another, knowing that she kind of likes a certain thing, and I guess he's willing to meet her halfway or 3/4 or all the way. I don't know.
That's huge.
That is extremely huge.
Any relationship.
That's huge. That's absolutely
I'm not sharing my girlfriend with nobody, let alone my wife.
Well, okay, so let's talk about it. And this was just like a freaking layup out this world, because open relationships, something I really did want to discuss. Now, we know that, our less melanated folk tend to do things a little differently than we do.
They do.
Or at least they talk about it more than we do. There are certainly those of us who do things and just, don't say anything, because we know historically people of color or black people, brown people, sort of hold ourselves to a particular standard. There's a particular way we
conservative.
We're more conservative, and I do think that's a religious based thing, because kind of that's sort of the foundation of most black and brown families. Even if you stray away from it, like grandmama and them, somewhere praying for you in the upper room. Just...
When we was kids, we went to church for grandma. Like, that was the reason you went. You didn't want to go.
Yeah, right. So I think that even when people are involved in these sort of non-traditional, kind of out there on the fringe type relationships, they don't talk about it by and large. They talk about it amongst the folks that are doing the thing like them. But really, props to them for looking at what works for them, what works in their situation, and not being held to the standard of what society says, which is a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Because there's such pressure that comes with the world that we live in. There's such pressure on every front, but when you're talking about really like serious things like marriage and like that's looked at a certain way.
It is.
Like it's one man, one woman, and that's all you expect it to be, particularly if you're talking about somebody in North America. This is what we doing here.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
And
it's illegal, in fact, to have, more than one wife on paper.
Not girlfriends though. You can't.
Right. That's
But
not illegal.
Even with that, like, shout out to them for keeping it dignified. Like we just got confirmation now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
And they've been married forever.
Yeah, we had thoughts and accusations, suspicions, but no.
And I kind of had to check myself. I remember earlier on, and I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about celebrity sex lives because I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't really care about sex lives of people I know, let alone people I don't know. So if I ain't in there, I don't care.
Fuck it.
Right. But I was judgmental. I felt them to be weird, and I felt them to be, how could you do this? Why would you? Not knowing the story, not understanding any parts of anything. How could we? Because they weren't actually speaking about it. But not even taking the time to understand why people might have an open marriage or why people might have open relationships. And then, growing a little, learning a little, understanding a little, experiencing a little, then you say, okay, well, wait a minute. Let me remove myself and my judgments out this thing and just think about how this could potentially work for somebody, or for a couple. And is it just because you might find yourself attracted to somebody else doesn't mean you don't necessarily want to be with the person you signed that legal document with.
Right.
I guess that's the person that's your primary person, maybe the person you want to be with above all else.
Yeah.
But I think if we're real with ourselves, most folks will find that they are attracted to other people.
Always.
Right? I think so.
Yeah.
For whatever the reasons are. Whether it's because of how they look or how they carry themselves, their vibe, or just, their intellectual capacity, whatever it is. We become attracted to folks for a whole lot of things. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, just because you're attracted to somebody doesn't mean you have to act upon that thing. But as human beings, we sort of go with that feeling.
Yeah, we do.
You feel a certain way. And so I just acted on it.
The same reason for marriage and love. I felt this way with this person.
So this is the logical next step is that, so I fell in love with this person. And so what am I supposed to do? Well, of course, after we court and then decide that we're going to, we want to be betrothed to one another and we're going to get married and we're going to, because you felt a certain way.
Yeah.
But that way you felt for that moment in time, it's not necessarily how you're always going to feel, right?
Facts, look, open the window, you can feel the wind blow. That doesn't mean you should base your life on that.
On that feeling.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think, and it's such a twisted thing, and I'm sure that, this is a conversation that can be judged by many. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that people do need to do what works for them. And maybe the conventional thing is not what works for you. But what I do think, though, is the fairness comes in when you discuss it with that. Like, you can't be in a partnership and decide midway, well, shit, this conventional thing ain't for me. I'm just about to do my thing. I'm going to need you to have a talk about it. Oh. Like, I'm going to need you to sit down with your partner.
So I got a relative.
Uh-oh.
Him and his wife have been together 20 years.
Okay.
And 3 children. 2 are grown, 1's a teenager. Mm-hmm. And the wife just upped and skeeter-doop-dee-doom. This bitch thinks she Donnell Jones. She don't know. She don't know where she want to be out of nowhere. She's skeeter-doop-dee, my nigga, right? And now it's so jacked up because she told him like, I've been with like maybe 4 people in the last year. Now we 20 years in.
She just
told him, but because she wants to be free.
Okay, so like, is she trying to hurt him?
She's not trying, but it's like, he's 20 years in. He had no clue. He thought he was doing what he was going to be doing for the rest of his life.
Wow,
you know what I mean?
out here doing what she
do.
Yeah.
So now she want to leave.
I get around.
But she don't got no job. She talking to the therapist like, he needs to leave the house. Who gonna pay the bills?
Right.
It's like your
selfishness.
For real. Look, and the kids are pissed. Your selfishness has taken precedence over whatever we built,
right.
our unity, the family. Like, I don't know if it's the right or wrong way to cheat, but she's doing it the wrong way.
I mean, old boy said there is a right and a wrong way to at least love somebody. I don't know. I don't know.
He said it's a way.
He said
it's a way.
So, if I may ask, and I don't know if you actually know because this is not your business. No, because it's not you. Is Is it because of lack, or is it because she's selfish? Is it because she's greedy and she just wants everything? Is it lack of control on her part?
So,
like what is it?
My guess, and I don't know, is a midlife crisis. She has shown herself to be a responsible adult, down for the team up to this point.
Okay.
You know, and I mean the team, like her, the husband, the kids, all that.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I'm not getting what I deserve. I need more. So I need to go out and even if it's not solid, I need to go and get it. I need to supplement it.
Okay, so midlife crisis. That's a show. But really, though, I mean, because I'm midlife. But really, midlife crisis, is that really a crisis, or is she understanding what she needs for herself? Has she come to a point of growth and maturity, if you will, that she says that what I was doing before is no longer serving my need? It might be serving yours, and you might think it's serving the greater good, but it's not actually serving my need. And so this is what it is that I want to do. Which
could be the case. No, I agree.
Sometimes they are crises to be had. Sometimes people do just, fall apart in midlife. But I think oftentimes it's people coming to realizations of what it is that they want for them, but because it's so different than the norm, or so different, the societal norm, or so different than what they've been doing, that it's looked upon like, oh, he done lost his mind. When no, maybe not. Maybe he or she has actually found what really works for them. And it just doesn't fit into what you think it should be.
But I don't know, man. Like, once you make a vow and you guys have children or whatever, it's like you're not allowed to be selfish. Like if it's a real problem in the marriage, we need to separate, cool. But not just because I had this feeling.
But who's deciding what the real problems are? Because everybody's problems are real to them.
True.
Like if I have a problem about something, it could be bothering me to death, and it might not bother you, one iota. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's my feeling and it's how I perceive that thing. And so, of course, when you're talking about a marriage, it is, as I've stated before and will always say, it should be two complete people coming together to make a unit. But so you're no longer able to really look at things sort of selfishly. Even if you want a particular thing, I think it merits perhaps conversation.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another point. Is it best to, so if you found that you can't sit down and have an open, honest conversation with your partner about, hey, look, I feel like we need to open this thing up, right? I'm going to do what I do. You do what you do. Maybe lay some ground rules. I don't know how this thing works. I have no idea. Just talking out the side of my neck, but talking nonetheless. And so I don't know. How do you tell the person that you've stepped out if in fact you found that you haven't been able to say, hey, look, I need out of this sometimes? Do you say, hey, I cheated? Or do you just, is it better left unsaid?
Well, I don't know. If you plan on staying there, I say don't say anything, especially if you don't want to if you don't plan on doing it again, or you was overcoming the moment, whatever. Right. But if you don't want to be there, tell them and leave.
But what if you do want to be there?
If you want to be, then shut up.
Just shut up and shut up and...
Yeah, I find most people want to tell stuff because it alleviates their guilt, but it does not help the relationship at all.
Right, and I have a big thing with that. Like, what is your motivation behind your telling of the truth? We're always encouraging people, you should tell the truth, that you're being dishonest. But what's your motivation?
Well, they say that the truth will set you free.
That's who said that?
But they also
who said it?
Hold up. But they also say the truth hurts.
And it does. It absolutely does. I think you have to consider your reasons for telling the truth. I think you have to consider what it might do.
Yeah.
To,
if you want to be there, you telling the truth, you're putting the burden on the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. Right. You're like, all right, baby, this is what I did. What you want to do?
And you're freed up, and now the other person is just broken up and in pieces because now what do I do? So I think when the truth telling is just to free yourself, and yet it puts the burden on the other person.
Still selfish.
That's extremely selfish.
I do find out that sometimes when men tell the truth, it's like, the female tell, some truth behind it. He is very hurt, even though he started the shit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, y'all can't take it. If you get back what you dish out, you guys cannot take it. You can't handle the truth.
You guys will talk about a nigga's little dick, his mama. Y'all don't care about it. When y'all get mad, y'all just go in on all the stuff.
I mean, some women do. Some women don't.
Right.
Some do, some don't. I don't know. And Can we not what all women
We're
do?
not with
Because
all
I'm not
women.
going to say what all
I don't
men
mean to
do.
generalize all
That's
women.
such a huge
but-
pet peeve of mine.
But all black women. And so,
Don't do that.
most
Don't do
women.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that, Tyrone.
I
Come on,
believe
Ty.
God is a black woman.
Come on.
Yeah, but no. I think that I don't know. It's a way to do about it to be not irresponsible with people's emotions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
that's the thing. Like, if this is a person, even if you don't love them no more, and you did love them at one point.
Yeah.
You know, try to ease it. Don't just, nigga, it's over with. I met Bernard.
Yeah,
It's over.
hammer him over the head. Right.
Good luck,
'cause
nigga.
No, I do agree with you. I do agree with you on that. That you know, it's wrong to just pull the rug out from under somebody.
Yeah. And not their job, just the person that they are. Not just the job they were doing for you.
Right.
The person that they are.
Right.
It's
Right.
like, oh, they can't take this. Let me
Let me just
put a little sugar.
soften, right?
Yeah.
Soften the blow a bit. Let me find out how I can do this because it's already damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have already done damage. So how can I get this off with the least amount of collateral damage, you know,
Facts.
from what I've done? And I don't know. That's a tough thing, but it's real talk and it's real life when you say that somebody may have committed themselves to one person, but they may find themselves with someone else. Do you think that somebody can be in love with more than one person?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, that was my argument trying to have two girlfriends back in the day. It was like, look, I love my mom and my sister.
That's
and the
not the same
relationship,
thing, sir.
I love two women, and it
Sir.
does not
Sir.
interfere.
It's some religions that believe in it.
Yeah, but I'm like, if whatever I'm doing, if I can protect you, prophesy into you, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
provide for you, and what I'm doing over here doesn't take away from what I'm doing here,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's possible. In theory. I haven't done it, but in theory.
That's a huge thing to say that, to have it not take away. Now, admittedly, I did meet some folk who were in what we like to refer to as alternative lifestyles,
Okay.
right? And I found this to be the weirdest thing at that time. I thought it was the weirdest situation ever, because how is it, first of all, why would y'all be together if it's okay to be with other people? Like, what is it that keeps you together? And so it was explained to me that, you know, they love each other. They do. They love each other, and they desire to be with one another. Now, they both had slightly different takes on how they expressed love or needed love expressed back to them. I think one was a more free lover, more open. You know, the other one was kind of more one-on-one. It was not just one person, but it was sort of, you know, one at a time. It wasn't just everybody. The love wasn't flowing freely
you
with
get
just
your own block of time.
every single person. And I couldn't for the life of me. Like, I tried so hard to wrap my head around this thing, and it was interesting. It was like a case study. I'm like,
Yeah.
this shit is real. This is weird. This is interesting. How does this work? And they seem to have a really healthy relationship, despite the fact that, you know, she might be doing her thing and he would be doing his. And in lots of cases, they knew who the other people were. And
Maybe that's the key. You put the discomfort up front, and then you have no choice but to tell the truth.
I think that probably if you're going to do something like that, like have open relationships, whether they're marriage or, you know, marriage is not for everybody, right? This thing ain't for everybody.
No.
Like, everybody doesn't feel like they need to have a piece of paper to define what their relationship is. But your relationship needs to be defined nonetheless.
Facts.
You know, whether it's governmentally defined or it's personally defined. Now, it should be personally
It
defined.
should be like the government.
What works for
forget
you.
their rules. Y'all should, whatever y'all agreement is. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what it should be. Whatever.
You'd be
Yeah,
like, all right,
exactly.
like,
Whatever
niggas,
your agreement
birthdays
is.
and Christmas, you can go get you some side, but come home the other 363 days.
Yeah, and if that works for you guys, then that works. But I think even in that, you know, you still have to have rules. You can't it can't just be a free for all. Like, for example, perhaps knowing who the other person is potentially involved with. You know, at least having some idea. Maybe you don't have the person over for tea and crumpets, but maybe you just have some idea. You guys sit down and talk about, hey, this is who I'm, you know, sort of interested in or whatever, and this is what we're going to do. This is a little bit about this person. I think you shouldn't leave your partner in the dark.
Right.
I think it should be discussion, and I think it doesn't mean they have to they have to like it or love it or, have to say, oh, well, yeah, I think that's a good person and No, I'm not coming to you for your approval.
Not even that, yeah.
I'm letting you know this is,
not even trying to make it it's so hard to not, I don't know, and maybe on both sides, not try to make it competitive.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been in an open relationship, but I've had threesomes with the woman I was with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And even with the freeness, it still rules. You know what I mean? Like, if you're with your woman having a threesome.
How does that work, please?
Well, first and foremost, like, you can't, no kissing the other girl, and you have to finish with your woman. Even if you about to, you got to run over there to her real quick. Yeah, like, otherwise it's going to be bad.
Some serious
It's going to be some stuff like, oh, why was you finished with her? And we supposed to, our kid is in the room next door. Like,
but everything is, like, everything else is okay in between that point? Like, everything else goes and it's all good. We're all fine.
As far as what I've seen, women who love the man, if they're in the threesome, don't want you being intimate with the woman. You can fuck her. You can have sex. You can get your funky off, but no intimacy.
Gotcha.
Why you standing in her eyes so long?
Which would be kissing, which would be, like lingering glances.
And finishing there.
Yeah, okay. I feel like, I don't know I feel like men are probably better equipped at, because you guys sort of can compartmentalize things a little bit better. I don't know,
not with ours.
That seems
like I don't know, if it was a girl that I liked and it was like a train going on and me like another dude, I would be like, man, put her down. What are you doing?
So you would have a problem. All right, so you could do two women. You wouldn't want your woman to be with another man.
Not my woman. A random woman?
Why?
Because that's my woman.
But you're somebody's man, so it's okay for you to be somewhere else, but it's not okay for her to be somewhere else?
Absolutely. It's a double standard. Absolutely.
It's always a double standard. But why? Expound on that a little bit.
My woman is mine. That's like if my homeboy wears my drawers for whatever reason, those are his drawers now. I don't want them back. They're worn. They have your stink on them.
Yeah.
They're not my drawers anymore.
But what about you being with somebody else? Does that negate you being her man?
No.
So you can be with other women, and that should be fine for her. Like, she's supposed to be, okay, you're still her man. How? Explain to me how that works,
So in my mind, right? Like,
yes, in your mind.
In my mind, I am penetrating something, so whatever I have on me, I can just wipe off. You're internalizing stuff. And it's like, this is part of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now he in the conversation. No, I don't even know him.
So we're going to the whole receptor and okay, all right. I hear you.
And that's in my head. I'm not saying this right, but in my head, this is what makes sense. It's like, nope.
In my mind, Heather Hill,
she has been sullied.
Not sullied. Oh my goodness, I love it. Wow, that's so unfair.
It is.
That's completely unfair. That's ridiculous.
It is.
Because if it's good for what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like, dude.
It should be, man.
Yeah, it should be. If you feel like you can be here, there, and everywhere, then it should be okay for her to be here, there, and everywhere. Being protected. That's another important topic. If you're going to have, an open situation, you do need to discuss protection.
I always pray before.
If you don't stop,
if the blood of Jesus don't save me, I don't know. I don't know what Trojan can do.
Trojan. That's not what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, really. I mean, because people are dying from things out here. Well, medicine has come a long way, so they're not necessarily dying, but they can. You don't want to contract anything that you can't get rid of, and it's more than just HIV/AIDS.
Right.
There's other stuff that you can't ever get rid of.
Like kids.
That's
the worst.
True. That's I don't know if that's the worst, but
no, bed bugs is the worst. Then it's kids.
Oh gosh, I'm talking about herpes, dude.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, of course.
Oh, you're so aggravating.
Yeah, but no, man, people. I don't know. I think it's possible to live your truth.
Yeah.
And be with the person that you want to be with.
Yeah.
But I think you have to be strong on it. Like, no, this is what I believe. This is how I feel. And you can come be a part of it, but whatever.
I think you have to be hella mature to be able and confident in who you are, who your partner is, and who you are together, to be able to do something like that. And I think that, again, like I said, I think we're kidding ourselves if we say that just because you said I do to somebody or decided to make whatever arrangements, with one other person, that's going to be the only person that you're attracted to for the rest of your life.
Right. It's not working.
That may be right for some people. Maybe some people have, but I'm going to say by and large, I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to say that's just crazy.
And look, we need like best friend love. For me to be with an open relationship, like I have to know that me and you got this connection or whatever. Like, I'm not about to be trying to compete with some 20-year-old with a strong back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, because how can you compete with that?
I could do what he could do. No, I can't.
No.
I need you to love me. I need to have like some, we got history or something.
Right, and that's probably how that goes is, you know, because again, there's the, you know, the primary person and then the secondary person. Now, you can't, like, you have to give everybody their due, though. That's the thing. And that's part of, you know, we know that there's one religion in particular that I'm thinking of that, you know, people that are not involved in, oh, you can have as many wives as you want to. No, you can't have as many wives as you want to. You can have wives as long as you're able to do due diligence to your first wife as she sees that to be.
Yeah.
Not necessarily how you define it. So it's hard to please one person to their standard. You can please them to your standard.
I got to satisfy her all the way to get number two.
I got to, right. So that's, you know, that's kind of tough when you really think about the intricacies of that thing. But I'm sure there are people who can, in fact, you know, achieve that and who do live in a situation like that. But I think that you don't ever want the second and third and fourth and 10th person to overshadow the first. Just like last week I was talking about, now I'm not condoning you cheating being, you know, you're going outside of our relationship without me knowing. I'm not condoning that, but what I'm also saying is if you find yourself in that situation, don't make that overtake what it is that we're doing. Yeah. Like that can't, whatever it is you're doing off to the side, don't be late for our dinner engagements. Don't not have money to pay for what I need. Like, don't let your second stuff mess up your first thing.
Yeah.
You should be, you got to, whatever it is you need to do to keep them things separate, but don't muddy up the waters between your situations.
And that's where emotion gets crazy, because it's like you have all these rules and preliminary things set up, but you don't know how you're going to feel when the time comes. Right?
Can I ask a question, though?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So what if he lies so well that, or she lies so well that they believe that they the first thing, and then when they see the other thing, and you know it's the previous, like, you know, how they supposed to feel, you know, because some people lie for some years now.
What's the question?
Yeah, right. I'm
All right, so you were saying don't mess it up, you know, because you be the first wife or whatever, like, you know, with the other thing, right?
Yeah, don't put that side thing before your initial thing.
Correct. So some people lie well to where the side piece they're the first thing and don't even know about the first thing. I'm just saying.
I mean, if I had a hat on, if he's able to pull it off, then
again,
that's
what is the
you
question?
know right. Because if so, the point in saying that is that
I have a question. I said what about the ones that feel they're the first? I always say a question.
Then if they feel they're the first, then they feel they're, you know.
Yeah, that's
then
just
that's
good
how
game.
that's just right. Right. He or she is just doing a hell of a job.
Now, look, this wasn't even a side person I was messing with. I had an off and on girlfriend. We weren't official, but during this time I had met this side woman, and she was younger, and I was, just nose just
wide open,
all
nostrils
open, right? And look, the on and off girlfriend, she found out about her. She was like, yeah, I heard about your little young chick or whatever.
Oh, no.
I said, girl, if you fuck this up for me, I'll never forgive you.
Are you serious?
You leave my young bitch alone. I love her. I did. I was so serious.
Really?
Just caught up.
But you stayed with, how did that work?
No. I was really, look, I was so caught up with the young chick, I was trying to push the off and on one away.
Oh,
Leave me alone.
Okay.
We are happy.
Okay.
Leave us alone.
Get back, woman. Get back.
And the young girl was nothing but young. She had nothing else to offer at all.
Which oftentimes you men find that that's what that is. She's nothing
man.
but young.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
think it's
Yeah.
I think it's when guys get old and you get this young attention, like, oh man, she got dudes her age to like, she like me. This is, and it's probably fantasy, but it's like, oh, wow.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
It is.
It's like, nigga, she wants your house. She don't care about you.
Exactly. She doesn't really care about you. She wants what you can give her,
Sure.
what you can offer to her. But I mean, by the same token, you're using her for the fact that, you know, she looks a certain way. She's all tight and fit and, you know, maybe.
And
right, nowadays.
Yeah.
Right, never
You
know.
gotta go to the strip club to find a girl in shape.
Are they there?
Oh,
Because
yeah. Some
exactly.
half.
Yeah. Because I've seen
40%.
some and been like, I could get up there.
Man.
Like, if that's what's happening, if that's what we doing. I mean, I thought the standard was, a whole lot higher. But
What would your name be if you got up there?
no.
I think Flaming Hot.
Flaming hot. Why? Because my red
your hair,
hair.
yep.
Not flaming hot. I always thought it would be some kind of like brown sugar kind of. I don't know. Some sort. I don't know. That's goofy,
Nutmeg
right?
coming to the stage next.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. All the spices.
Here's allspice coming
Right,
to the stage.
Hey, that might be the one. That
It might be
the one.
allspice.
That might be
It
allspice.
might be. It might be. Oh goodness! If you see a new stripper out there called allspice,
Allspice. Ooh.
allspice, whatever. No, but honestly, that's his own interesting thing. But yeah, so having an open marriage, an open relationship, I think that maybe, perhaps it's done to take away the sting of cheating
Yeah.
from what would conventionally be cheating. You say, let's open this thing up so that we're not going against the rules. We've changed the game. So now the way we play the game is different, and you can't use certain things against me, and you can't find a way out because I've done X, Y, and Z. We in this.
It's open, yeah.
Yeah,
It's open.
It's open. We together now, but we just branch out a little bit. And perhaps that can work for some people. That's probably a lot of discussion. It's a lot of understanding. It's a lot of being secure in who you are and what it is that you want. But I think that double standard thing really needs to go somewhere.
It's tough.
It needs to have several seats.
So for me, I can deal with maybe hearing about it, right? Just from my side dude experience, it was like, okay, you have another man, and I know I can compartmentalize this. It's not that, but I couldn't deal with he coming to pick you up from the house. You know what I'm saying? And like, I got to see y'all. Oh, what's up, baby? No, you know what, man?
That's too much. That's too much
I don't
for
want to
you.
see it.
Yeah, you don't want to see it. That just puts a
Yeah.
whole other spin on
Right.
things.
Like, oh, he being affectionate?
Oh, yeah. You are funny. But your egos are much more fragile than ours.
Yeah.
You guys can't,
Big and fragile, like a blimp. I don't know. It's just
Right.
big and
Freaking Hindenburg in this boy.
don't
Just-
touch it. Don't touch it.
Really though.
Really.
Honestly. So we have to kind of coddle you guys, even though statistically speaking, I wonder, I think that men cheat more, but women are slick, so we might do it more and
just
just
less
get away
evidence,
with it.
right? Just less evidence on the
Because we
women.
know how to cover up our trail.
Yeah, but no, you got like some guys like last week we talked about like how much I love my woman is going to be how much effort I put into cheating.
Right.
And then you got
Into
some
disguising
into
the cheating,
disguising,
not
yeah.
into the cheating.
Right. But then you got some guys who don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. You gonna stay or not? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
'cause
and now I think that's kind of disrespectful. If
Yeah.
you just gonna, throw it out there like that.
But I think like with guys like that, the responsibility is on the women. You know what I mean? It's like, come on now, this guy's 5-6 cheats in. You gonna believe him again? Come on, baby. You're gonna have to take some personal responsibility and do what's best for you.
Yeah. Now, if you have a serial cheater who is you are not trying to be open in a relationship. You are trying to be, one-on-one monogamous, and this dude is just constantly finding himself outside of the situation, and that is not what's best for you. That's not what suits your heart. That's not what suits anything. That's a whole other discussion. Like, that's a whole other situation.
Be in an open relationship you don't even know.
Yeah, right. You're like, well, when was it open? Like, secretly open. No, we're not. That's not an open relationship. When it's
Man.
only open on one side, that's not open.
Right.
All right. That's called cheating.
It's called cheating.
And again, I'm not judging. But honestly, if you have somebody who has proven to be a serial cheater, and you keep taking him back and keep taking him back, and he keeps feeding you the same line about he's changed or he's different or you got to consider some stuff. Like, sis, or even, for the guys, bruh. Like, I'm going to need you to wake up, look at this thing for what it actually is, and stop trying to make this person fit into what it is that you want them to be. And either you're going to stay in it with them for what it is and keep feeling disrespected and keep feeling hurt. And I think that's the difference with the open situation is it doesn't come with that same sort of deceit and hurt and disappointment, because you've already talked about what the parameters of the situation is. You've sort of taken the sting out of, I might find myself with somebody else.
Yeah.
When you go into a conventional monogamous relationship, that person's not supposed to be with anybody but you until, you know.
Right. And for my alpha fellas, for my alphas who like, can't no woman tell me what to do, I do what the fuck I want. Yeah, that's cool, right? But if you care about her, bring it to her. She might be open for it. You know what I'm saying? So she don't end up looking stupid. And like, you don't got to sneak and do all this other stuff. Like, you know, guys, we so caught up on being independent, which we should be. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a man and take care of business. But, you know, if you really love the girl, I say risk the loss and tell her like, hey, I got this evil inside me that I need to get out from time to time.
Is it evil? I have this thing that I like.
Women consider it evil. Guys, we can't just be like, man, I like to fuck a lot of women. You know, they be like, oh, nigga, what? You terrible. Like, no, I do. I still have it in me. You know, even if I love you, but I still have it. But, you know, guys, be honest with the woman and see what happens. You never know.
But so often, I mean, you can't even get a man. I cannot tell you the amount of relationships where I've said, hey, just let me know what it is. And because you never know. And men, because they don't want to risk the loss, so they rather just be deceitful and still be here, there, and everywhere. But won't tell you because they don't want you to go anywhere.
And guys, we have to volunteer that information. Like, women always be like, even if it hurts me, tell me. Like, nope, don't you fall for that shit. That is the lie. If she be like, even if it hurts me, tell me. She don't not want to know. This is something you got to do on your own.
You
like,
honestly, you don't really want to know.
Don't wait for the woman to bring it. You got to come like, hey, baby, listen, I just want to tell you something, but I love you. Or even before it happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got these urges. I'm trying not to act on it. I love you.
I think that if someone were to come beforehand, we got a caller. Okay. Caller. Hello. Tea Time with Tacoma Maria. Who's calling?
Hey, this is Uncle Scott calling.
What's up, Uncle Scott?
Hey,
Hello, Uncle
what's
Scott.
going on? So I just wanted to play devil's advocate, right? And you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that I believe that monogamy is an antiquated concept.
I feel you.
I hear you. I hear you.
So
Might
it's
sound
just
weird
hard to
coming from a
believe
woman.
That one person for the rest of your life can fulfill all your needs. Just one person. Every need that you want. You know what I'm saying? That's naive thinking.
Yeah, it's unfair for the other person. So
It is.
all
That's
your
too much.
happiness-
It's coming. I'm supposed to provide you everything for the rest of your life. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Uncle Scott, let me ask you a question. Do you feel like it's a European construct?
I absolutely do. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't know nothing about, you know what I'm saying, one man and one woman until we got over here.
We had a whole tribe.
We had wives and concubines and girlfriends and all kinds
And
of stuff.
successfully had families and
Right.
everybody was
Blended
raised
families.
together. Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, I don't buy. I mean, I'm married, so you know, I got to act right. But, yeah.
Right. No, I feel
I appreciate you talking truth to
yeah,
power.
that really. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the call and that viewpoint of it. That's good stuff. Thank you.
Anybody you want to shout out Uncle Scott
Okay.
while we got you?
Oh, just you and my nigga Goldie Montana back there.
All right, represent.
Goldie Montana, WeUpRadio.com.
Thanks for calling, Uncle Scott.
Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Okay, then.
Okay. Take care. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good
Hey,
stuff.
it's funny you say European, right? I was doing some research. So apparently in like the 16 and 1700s in Europe, they had this thing called a bachelor tax. So any man over who wasn't married, you had to pay into this bachelor tax for the widows and orphans. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like you're gonna take care of this woman some way or another.
Right.
You're gonna take care of a
gonna
woman.
take care of
You gonna-
somebody.
you gonna-
You out here trying to be single and flang it everywhere. You gonna take care of somebody.
that's super European though. It's like why?
Picking apart and looking at the different sides of what conventional relationships could be versus non-conventional. Thank you, Will and Jada, for
Yeah,
actually,
right.
letting us know and talking about it.
Wish you would have told us sooner. We could have saved me some heartbreak over the years.
But really, I think this probably opens up a lot more dialogue or makes people feel like it's okay to talk about things because, we need to know it's okay to say stuff before we say stuff, lest we sound stupid. And I
Yeah.
think that they're respected enough in their, respective careers and fields that people feel like they're, what they have to say has weight.
Yeah.
But even so, I do applaud their truth, living in their truth, despite the fact that it may not be a popular thing.
Absolutely.
And I think that more of us need to take an internal look, as to what we do, why we do it, how we do it. Because ultimately it comes down to who you are, what it is that you want, what's going to be best for you and the least harmful for everybody involved.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Right?
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And, and for the people out there, man, listen, look at yourself. Take a real good look at yourself. Do you qualify for monogamy? Are you what you're asking for?
I like that.
Are you that?
Are you what you're
Or do you just
asking
think you
for?
deserve because you think you deserve it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can get what you want, but you gotta have to be something.
That's a good point.
Facts.
I like that. That's good stuff, Ty.
Been around the block a couple of times.
Few
A few
times.
times.
Well, thank you guys again for joining Tea Time with Tacoma Maria and Tyrone. And remember, when you change how you view things, you change how you do things.
We out.
We out.